Hey you guys, Lacey and Steve here from Duo Reacts. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching The Breaking Bad with us.
We're gonna duo it.
We're gonna duo this. We are on season 2, episode 12.
Yes.
Phoenix. So, I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
Well, they're in Albuquerque. Phoenix is geographically doable. I don't know if that is anything. Or does it mean Phoenix Crash or Phoenix...
Or like...
The Phoenix.
The Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like the... Yeah, I don't know. But
it does seem like everything's coming to a head, so Phoenix could be just that. Means something.
Yeah, like... At the end of the last episode, Walt is basically given an ultimatum by the Popeye's chicken guy.
Popeye's chicken. It's Church's chicken.
Las Pollos, I believe. I could be wrong about that. Basically, be at this spot with the meth in 1 hour or never show your face around here again.
Yep.
And then... At the last minute, Skylar goes into labor.
Same time all this is going down that he has to get to his place.
And then at the same time, Jesse is high on heroin.
Yeah.
And somebody told me in the comments that it was heroin and meth mixed.
That's not good.
I think that is what you call a speedball, right?
That's exactly what it's called.
And that's very, very dangerous.
Very good person that I went to school with many years ago that died of that.
That died from, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what my understanding is that it's easy to overdose on that and it's easy to die with speedballs.
Your body is, it's a downer,
because it's a downer and an upper.
And then crash.
Yeah.
I would think.
I would assume it's very dangerous.
I'm sure there's some of our viewers out there that, have stories or whatever, too, about situations like that. And I've never done either or.
Me neither.
And that's the truth. I'm pretty,
You're an open book.
Open book.
Yep.
About things.
Both of us are. We're both an open book. And we're pretty honest about what we've done or not done.
Yeah, that's a road that I've never went down because I've always...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Me
a little
too.
Backstory, I'll tell you. My dad, he's passed, but he worked undercover narcotics for many, many, many years. He had hair down here, a beard. You would never know he was a cop.
Yeah, he looked like a biker dude.
Oh, yeah. And real quick story, his own mother, okay, so my dad went undercover, hadn't seen her in a while, grew out his beard and his hair. This is how long it was. He pulled up on his motorcycle, and he actually pulled into this little town. It's called Herscher, Illinois. And that's where my grandma lives. So, lo and behold, he pulls up in the town, and he goes to a beauty shop, and he walks in with his partner, also bearded, looks pretty rough. And he walks in there, and these little old ladies, my dad told the story,
I can only imagine.
Started looking at him, and some of them even started, kind of like clutching
scared.
their purse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my dad went in and said, hey, do you have a pick? And that's all he said. And this old lady, she's shuffling through her purse, and I guess they were looking around to see what they had for him. And this little old lady pulls out and says, here, you can have mine. And so
just take it.
my dad said, said, well, okay, can I give you a couple bucks or whatever for it? And she goes, no, just take it. Just
take it and leave.
So he took the pick or whatnot and left. And he went to my grandma's house. He pulls up. He's knocking on the door, and my grandma in the house, okay, she's opening the curtain just a little bit to see who's out there, and she wouldn't open the door. And
she's like, I don't know who that is, and it's her own son.
Yeah, and that's what she would do.
Because he looks so different.
Yeah. She didn't even know it was him. And he's sitting there knocking. He goes, Mom, let me in. And she goes, Ron? And everybody called my dad TJ. So she goes, Ron, is that you? He goes, "Yeah, Mom, let me in." And she goes, "Oh my God!" And she opens up the door.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's that story. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, my dad worked undercover for many years.
Narcotics.
So
yep.
the stories that I did hear, and normally it wasn't a conversation we'd have. He wouldn't talk about anything, but when he had a couple beers,
Yeah.
the stories would come out, and they were amazing. Some of the things though that he told me. Pregnant women doing drugs, that was
Yeah.
really hard on him.
Oh, he's seen some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, he was a very good dad, wonderful, never had to correct me.
His dad was awesome. He
Yeah.
was an awesome dude. It took him several years to even start to really like me, like when we first began dating and everything. It took him a long time, but once he did, he was like my father.
Yeah.
Like, he's an awesome person. It takes a while for him to trust a person, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because of everything he had seen in his life and been through. But the best person you'd ever meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And a good cop. And not like a dick cop. Like some...
super cool.
Yeah, like super cool cop. Like
if he pulled you over and you were drinking or whatnot, he'd have you pour your beer out. If it was a kid,
depending on the person, of course.
If they were assholes or dicks, they probably had it coming. But other than that,
but if it was just like a mistake and like
stuff that people do that people probably need a second chance on,
right?
People often learn, and I think you all would agree with that. You've if you get pulled over, it's a prayer. It's a Hail Mary if you're gonna.
Well, these days,
Can't do it.
9 times out of 10, especially if it's for things like drinking, you're going to get a ticket. You're going to go to jail, period.
Yeah.
They don't make them like that anymore.
So, being around my dad, a lot of people would say, yeah, I remember him. He was cool or whatever. Even people that he arrested thought
they
he was
still liked him.
Still fair.
Yeah,
so
he was fair.
We had a little pallet company, little pallets that you put items on. There was people that went to jail that actually went out and worked with me and my dad at the pallet company.
Yeah.
So
everybody loved TJ.
Yeah. So anyway, peace to
yeah.
him, and
rest in peace.
He taught me a lot about not doing certain things, and I've held true to that. That's there's been things that I've done that I'm not proud of, but
nothing as bad as heroin or meth.
No.
Like maybe like halfway there, but not quite, and not ever like to excess.
Look, when I was young, I was younger. I was young. And
yeah, you played around.
There was things, I drank,
Yeah.
I did, things, but the one thing I never did go down that road was
those hard
things that could
right.
throw me into I just knew.
Well, and that's exactly like why I never did any sort of hard drugs like that. Like, I learned from other people's mistakes.
You could end up liking it a lot, and that would be the end of you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I could tell you stories, and I'm sure that you guys could share stories about people on drugs, and it's a very cryptic road to go down.
I have a family member right now, a cousin, that is addicted to heroin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in my family. It's probably in a lot of people's families.
It doesn't take much, man. And
it's rough. It is a rough thing.
You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do.
Yeah, you don't want to show that you don't want to give them tough love, because you want to show that you're going to be there and you're supportive, but you also don't want to be an enabler.
True.
So it's like that you have to find like that happy medium. I don't think anybody knows the perfect things to do in a situation
and you know
like
what?
that.
If you look at people and you see them, you may not even know that they're on that. I mean,
that sometimes, that's
they
very
look
true.
Absolutely
normal,
like me, you. But be aware, especially with your kids. Preach to them about how that can be bad. And advice I have zero, because really, honestly, how you deal with it is really unique to your situation. I mean,
yeah, it's going to be different for everybody.
I just pray that you guys do the right thing for what your situation is.
Exactly.
I don't know why we even went there, but
we went there. But are you about ready to get into this
course.
episode? I'm excited to see what happens with all of this craziness. But
yeah, I'm excited. It's really ramping up. Like I said, every time it's kind of like all the shows we have. You know, it just builds and builds, and now you just want to watch. You just want to binge. You know, but we got to be careful because we can't binge unless we're filming. So it's tough on one hand, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and we can't always be filming. You know, we got kids, we got things to do, so we can't just have the camera always on. So we have to kind of pick and choose when we can watch things. So.
Besides, if we filmed here 24/7, you guys would be laughing all the time or crying.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Laughing or crying, yeah.
Anyway. With that being said, Phoenix. Excited?
I'm excited. Let's get into it.
Let's get it on like Donkey Kong.
Let's do it.
Duo it.
Let's duo it.
That's for Craig.
Is this where he's supposed to meet?
Oh, Christ, Marie. Hello. Oh, God. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Is she beautiful?
Oh, she was born?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm
So he missed his daughter's birth. That's nice.
No, let.
Oh, I love babies.
Oh.
Little blonde baby.
Well, it looks pretty dark hair to me, kind of.
It looks blonde. Okay.
What?
Why?
Ted, sorry, I didn't see you.
Oh, Ted drove me here, thank God. And this little bundle of joy of ours was practically on rails.
Oh, man.
Don't come to that.
So Ted was there the whole time then, when Walt wasn't. That's not good.
I'll have to let me get out of your way here so you
Okay. Well, he got the money. $1.2 million, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't remember what the amount was, but
I think it was 1.2 million, if I'm remembering right. I know.
Damn. Seeing all that money.
That's a lot of freaking money.
Boy. Yeah, it makes you want to have it, but what he's going through, is it worth it?
No, I don't think it is.
Damn, Jesse.
Man, they just sleep. They might sleep more than I do.
Yeah, you're not even on the heroin. Her dad.
Dad,
Ah,
I was in the shower. Hey.
At least they're alive.
right?
Hopefully it wanted. Holy shit.
Somebody broke in.
Okay.
Somebody broke in. Like, super chill about that.
No.
Check your phone.
Yeah, he doesn't know because he was.
Out.
Yeah. So he probably
Well, that
just
would be
thinks somebody
scary.
broke in.
All it'd take is one friend and I'd be out ripping and running again. But I made it. I really made it. I got 1 year
Wow.
clean.
She
to the
did have
day.
18 months.
And her dad's there. She's not too happy with herself.
No, I don't think she is. Really?
Hello. Fine. Junkie imbecile, what the hell are you calling this number for?
I'm trying to tell you, man. Last night, somebody broke in my place, Joe. I got robbed.
What?
Yeah, somebody. They got all of our stuff. You give me the toys, huh? The blue stuff. It's like uncanny. They knew exactly where to look. Say
that was
something,
me.
man, all right? Yell at me or something. Come on. Mr. White.
What?
What? He's just gonna let him think that they got robbed.
Then again, he's flipping too. If he told him, he might have been like, "You son of a bitch," but Walt had to do what he had to do.
Or maybe he was just upset.
There.
Or
listen to
maybe,
Come
yeah.
on, people are starving.
Maybe he's like, just
Get
listen to your goddamn messages already.
Get a beer.
Well, okay.
Showed the baby.
Damn.
That's right.
Wow.
Daddy did that.
What the hell are you doing here?
No, you took the stash. I heard all those phone messages and I figured it out.
Figured it out, huh? Well, congratulations, Einstein.
You left me to freak out all day long, like I dropped a ball or something, and you were the one who took it.
Shut up. Heroin? Jesus.
I was on my day off, man. What I do on my day off is
Off. We were on call, you junkie. On call for the biggest deal of our life. And you made me miss the birth of my daughter.
How much?
1.2 million.
600,000 each.
480,000. Saul's cut is 20%.
So where's my money?
What? You are joking, right? If I gave you that money, you would be dead inside of a week.
Yo, man. Look, I'm off the heroin. I didn't even like it
I
anyway. It made
mean,
me
you were
sick.
just
Well,
on
I
it
think you
last
liked it.
night.
And the meth, you know, I could take it or leave it. I'm clean, Mr. White.
For 12
For real.
hours? I thought for a second that he was going to say that he's not going to give him the money,
Prove it.
but he's just saying because he doesn't want
Okay,
him
are
to.
you seriously in it? They're selling
Prove
testing
it.
kits at the drugstores. If you are clean, I will give you every last dime. No, huh? Well, I guess until then, got your little junkie girlfriend.
Ooh. Wow.
I told you it's not ready yet.
Honey, just show it to them.
Is she crying? Oh, okay. Good crying.
SafeWalterWhite.com.
No,
Why,
no.
for what I'm telling him about
Oh,
it.
kind of like a GoFundMe or
Wait a minute.
click
You're
here
not
to
asking for
donate,
money,
yeah.
are you, son?
Yeah, that.
But we can't ask for money.
That would be a great idea to send the money to that.
I appreciate it.
I really do.
You mean like
Anonymous.
his money?
Yeah.
This was all his idea.
Huh.
He worked so hard on it.
How would that work though?
He'd have to go to a bank,
You can't ask him to take it down.
send it
But
from
it'd have
anonymous.
to be from a bunch of different. Like he wouldn't be able to do big ones. Like,
Sure he could.
Dirty word.
'cause I think anything over 10K is automatically reported to the IRS, and if the bank account's in his name,
This
I'm sure he
is
could work it out
insane.
through there.
I have so much cash on
Ah,
hand that I actually
maybe.
counted by weighing it on my bathroom scale, and yet I earned that money, me. And now my son created his own website, SaveWalterWhite.com, soliciting anonymous donations. Do you have any idea how that makes me feel? Cyber begging. That's all that is. Just rattling a little
Okay,
tin cup
Pride.
for the entire world.
jeez.
Deep-seated issues there.
Walt, I'm looking at the answer right here. It's staring me in the face. Do I have to spell it out for you?
I know.
Were you
You're
right?
thinking that I should be funneling my money into my son's website, but absolutely not. No. I am not going to have my family think that some mystery benefactor saved us.
Well,
Not
why
some
not?
mystery benefactor. Zombies. I got a guy who knows this guy who knows this Rain Man type, right? He lives with his mother in her basement in Belarus. He's a hacker cracker extraordinaire. This guy can hijack random desktops all around the world, turn them into zombies that do his bidding. For instance, he can make it so 20 or 30,000 little donations come in from all over the US and Canada. 10, 20, 50 bucks a pop, all paid in full, nice and neat, untraceable, from the good-hearted people of the world to Mr. Walter H. White, cancer saint. I'm getting a warm and fuzzy feeling just thinking about
I
it.
mean, sounds like a good idea to me.
He's an asshole, that's what. Always judging me.
Oh, man.
Oh, I thought you were clean, Jesse.
Looks like
Like, who's he?
nasty shit.
Right? I mean, first off,
How much does he owe you anyway?
480.
Hell, I'd be mad too if somebody owed me $500.
No. 480,000.
What?
She's like,
What?
wait, what? Wait, wake up. No.
I'll be back, baby, in case you fall on your side. So on your side.
Damn, man. Fucked up.
And she looked like she
She's
was
all like,
thinking
don't preach to
there.
me, and I'm like, Betty, I'm not preaching to you.
Dad?
Is it the next
I
morning?
overslept. I'm on my way.
He's gonna know now.
I don't know if she did it. I don't think she did.
Dad?
Ooh, she came out of his apartment.
Dad, is that
Oh no. And all that drug stuff is probably sitting out, isn't it?
Dad, come on.
Uh-oh.
Dad, no! No, stop it! Dad, stop it! Dad, let him go! Dad, no! Let go!
Back off!
Jesse, no! Okay, everybody just calm down!
I walked with you, Joe, huh? Because I'll seriously bust you up.
18 months. You have been clean for 18 months, Jane. Why? Why do you do it?
My back slid, okay? Like what? Wait, you think I'm proud of this?
You know what you need? I'll tell you exactly what you need.
Well, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm calling the police.
Dad! Dad, no! Don't!
Come on! Come on!
Dad, no!
Wow.
I've tried 10 years of love and understanding. Please.
Fine, we'll go to rehab.
I could care less about him going to rehab. I want you in rehab.
Okay, I'll go first thing tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, today.
I have to call into work. I have to stop the newspaper. Last time I went to rehab, all my house plants died because you didn't water them, so...
Tomorrow.
But maybe take her with you, because she's just gonna use again in the meantime. Or try and find a way out of it tomorrow.
Or try and get the money and leave with him.
That's what I'm thinking, because when she was thinking about that money after
I
he
don't know.
said that.
I just think if we had enough money...
I'm
We
hitting
can
the
make us
shit
do it.
tonight.
You are hitting it tonight. Is it like the last episode I was hitting it and now you're hitting it?
What's one of your own students? What's
The
the
girl.
letter of recommendation?
Is it gonna be her?
Or Jesse.
I don't know. I think it's
Oh,
Jesse.
honey, I think the baby's getting hungry. This is Walter White.
Hello, Walter White.
Ooh. God damn it, man. He's like,
I'm sorry,
who is
I'm having a
this?
little trouble recalling.
It's Jane. You know, Jesse and Jane. Jesse's junkie girlfriend.
Oh, yes, of course. Wow, it really has been a long time.
Jesus.
How the hell did you get this number? Did Jesse give it to you?
All Jesse
Well,
wants
obviously.
is what's coming to him. No more, no less.
What is this? What? Some kind of blackmail or something?
This is me telling you to do right by Jesse and bring him what you owe him.
If you both get clean.
You know what? I take that back. This is blackmail. Because what I know about you, high school teacher turned drug dealer with a brother-in-law with
Oh,
DJ,
shit.
that make one hell of a story.
I knew he'd
National
go to
news
this.
on that.
Yep.
Do right by Jesse tonight, or I will burn you to the ground.
Wow.
Just give him the money, dude.
Just give it to them. I mean, if they're gonna do what they're gonna do with
You
it.
can't stop.
Yep, you can't stop
High
it.
school teacher,
Just give
what's
it to
gonna do
him.
you B minus?
I mean, it is his money.
It is.
I mean, I wouldn't want to give it to him either because I wouldn't want, like, if he did overdose, like, that would be, I'd feel guilty.
Okay.
But there's nothing you can do,
What if he
you
does
know?
Jesse, it's your money. Oh, honey, we're out of diapers. Would you mind going out?
There's your cue.
Yep. There's your chance to.
Jesse. Not you.
He's like, oh, sorry, man.
Nice job wearing the pants.
Really? That's gonna be your comment?
How do I know she'll keep quiet?
I guess you don't.
Never hear from either of us again.
You're not seeing straight, Jesse. You're making a mistake.
Like, I like them two together,
I do too.
and I like her,
First, we gotta get clean.
but I don't like junky her because she's kind of a
She's
bitch.
saying we gotta get
This for
clean.
us, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely. For us.
good,
this here?
good,
We're not gonna just shoot this up our arms, Jesse.
good, good.
No. We're better than that.
We're way better than that. I
Well,
say
they aren't.
we flush what we've got left. And we start tonight.
Yeah, we can do that.
They're not going to.
Or I see the
When-
hesitation type
And when
talk.
exactly, when you're an addict, do you know how hard it is to flush what you have left?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
No, I don't know what to tell you. 3 stores I've been to so far, not one of them have it in stock.
diapers.
Well, do they have to be diapers for newborns? What if we went up a size and just kind of... All right, no,
3
no,
stores were out of
All right,
diapers,
no,
huh?
I'll just keep looking. I'm pulling into Walmart now, so... yeah. Okay.
Walmart, yeah, Walmart is frequently out of diapers, so
Well played.
Wow.
Oh,
Found water on Mars. What'd you have?
like,
For a boy.
your
Oh,
daughter just blackmailed me.
girl.
Of course, he doesn't know, but
Congratulations. Thank you. I have a daughter. Yeah. How old? 27 next month. Oh. Kids today grow up faster, I think. Yeah. Maybe so.
I think that's true for
Any
every
advice?
generation.
Yeah.
Having a daughter? Any advice? Oh, no, not really. Just love them. Just, yeah. We got this.
A lot of quinkadink.
Mm-hmm.
Nephew.
Nephew. He's gonna talk
Oh,
about
is he
Jesse.
talking about Jesse?
I mean, he's an adult. But you can't infantilize them. You can't. God, that frustration that goes along with, you know. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do know what is best for you, so listen.
course they don't.
Can't give up on him. Never. What else is there?
I think he really does kind of see Jesse as family, though. Like, even with how kind of...
Well, he took that role when he tried to hold the money, but
yeah, like,
isn't that weird that...
that's a coincidence.
Is he back? At their house?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Is he gonna
So
try
does he
and...
show up and then the father show up?
Oh gosh. Is he going to try and like talk some sense
the beer
into him?
talk?
Jesse.
They did it again.
Yeah.
Jesse. Wake up. Jesse. Wake up.
He's out, man.
That's what we're gonna do.
Oh
shit,
no! Oh no! She's throwing up and choking on it.
She's gonna aspirate.
What?
Turn her.
Turn her over. What are you? How long are you gonna take? You need to turn her over on her side. What is he doing?
Is he gonna let her die?
Is he? Oh my God! She's stopping breathing. What are you doing?
Oh my God!
What? Are you serious?
Fuck.
I don't know what to think right now. You could probably still save her.
I don't know.
She's dead.
I know that. She's so young, man.
And Walt
He
let
could've
her die.
He could have turned her right away. He got up. I thought that's what he was going to do.
I thought so too, but then he just stood there looking.
Holy shit.
Why?
That poor father now.
Oh my God, I don't even know what to say to that right now. Well, I think we're going to take just a short break, you guys. We will be right back.
Okay, we're back after a break and a little bit of,
A little bit of thinking, and we took a break because one of our moderators and close friends asked us to, after we watched this episode, to talk to him before we filmed our post discussion about what we just witnessed.
So what happened here is we just finished the show,
Yes.
and that hit us.
Yeah.
And it was an oh wow moment. We're going to talk about the show right now. But then we let our friend and moderator know, and he'll let you know who he is. We'll keep his name obviously off of the show for right now, but he will comment in the comments below if he wants to be known after we discuss this.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it
Absolutely.
was after watching that and then reading the story.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, it is a very deep conversation, and what we'd like to do is open up a discussion below in the comments for everyone, if you're willing.
Right.
So if this has ever touched your life, as far as Phoenix was a very
This
heavy.
episode, yeah, I mean, I am super shocked that Walt just stood there and let her die like that.
So much happened during the episode, but the
Like, I
heavy
get it.
heavy portion of the show, we're going to dive into what the climatic part was
like that
right
part
now.
kind of like overshadows everything else that happened.
It really does.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, she was blackmailing you. I get it, but she was just doing that to get the money.
She's 27 years old.
She's young. She is addicted to drugs. Like, she was going to say anything she needed to say in that moment. And Jesse was just kind of going along with her because he loves her, So
I'm still.
Walt is a grown-ass man. He should know that she's young and that she's...
I don't know what was going through his head.
I don't know what was going through his head. Maybe he panicked. I don't know. All I know is that was the wrong decision for him to make, letting that girl die just there. That's a horrible thing to do.
I'm going to have to agree with you 100% because I can only imagine being... Look, we've lost a child. Mm-hmm. And that is the worst.
It's the worst thing a parent can go through.
That father sitting at the bar that was talking to Walt, my mind keeps going back to him because that he loves her, and he
loves her, and he was trying to get her into rehab that next day. Like, he did everything he could to protect her and to be there for her and do everything he thought he could do. And now she's gone, and he's going to be heartbroken.
Incredible episode. And to be honest with you, it's more than just the show. It really opens up some dialogue here.
Yeah.
That I think that, like I said, we started this kind of at the beginning of the show talking about people dealing with it and stuff, and then when you watch it and then you get a story like our moderator has to share with us, you really start to...
Well, it's real. It happens every day.
Yes.
in this world. It happens every day that people either, they overdose or they aspirate. They throw up and aspirate. Like, there's so many... everywhere in the world that this is happening right now. Period. And somebody's family is devastated because...
And you may have someone in your family that does that, or you, or someone. What we'd like to really promote in this video, I think, is some open dialogue for anyone that's went through it, whether you've had this actually happen to you while using, and was it a wake-up call?
Or did it happen to a family member that overdosed,
or a child, or
period. If you have a story that's similar and that you connect to it in some way.
And if you don't feel good
of course you don't have to talk about it. We're just saying,
if you don't feel like commenting,
we're all here to discuss it and to be there for each other.
We'll leave your name out or whatever. If you do want to send an email to the link below and share the story with us, we'd be happy to share with you this huge problem that does engulf our communities, whether it be big city, small town. It doesn't matter. No one's
safe from the power of drugs.
Yeah, this is not a black or white or Asian or Indian or problem. It is a global problem.
It is a human problem. Period. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody is at risk of getting addicted to drugs, and
all it takes is that one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel so bad for Jesse being in this situation, and Jesse seems like the type that always kind of uses drugs as a blanket, a mask, whenever something bad happens or he can't deal with something.
He likes to escape it into a different reality.
Exactly. He wants to be numb to it. He doesn't want to feel those feelings.
And a lot of
people do drugs for that very reason.
And a lot of us don't want to feel the pain of things going on in our life, and we want to escape, but that's just a band-aid to the wound. It's not going to heal the wound.
The only way to heal from any sort of wound like that is to face it head on and to feel that pain. You have to go through the pain in order to overcome it. We know that better than anybody because we lost a son. And that was literally like our hearts being ripped out of our chests.
Yep. And in the same very room we sat many a nights for a very, very long time in a dark, dark place.
Yes.
And, you know, did we do drugs? Did we? No.
I mean, it would have been so easy
Yes.
for us to...
We had the
For us to...
excuse.
Yeah, we would have had a good excuse in that moment to say, you know, like, I am hurting all the time. I'm constantly crying. I'm constantly in pain. I just want to escape it for a little while. Just be numb for a little while.
And trust me that
It would have been so
Yeah.
easy, but I think we at least were both thankfully smart enough, and not even smart enough, but just clear-minded enough, even though we were both depressed and miserable, we were both still did not want to go down that path. We wanted to face it head on.
but it could have.
It could have. And thankfully it didn't. But, I mean, if it did, I'm sure most of our family probably would have understood.
Probably. But
Like, I can see why that happened, but they'd be there for us and they'd support us. But thankfully, that didn't happen. But for some people, it does happen. And, you know, we understand that and we get it.
But I think it's a dialogue we need to have.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
But our moderator and friend sent us a story of an experience that he went through a couple years ago with his ex-wife and the mother of his kids.
backstory is he does have 4 children, and
Small children.
we're not talking teenagers. We're talking he's doing this all on his own.
Like
And-
baby to like 9 years old.
Yes.
So all under 10.
An incredible man he is, and I want to first say thank you so much for sharing this story with us. You mean a lot to me and Lacey,
Yes.
and we want to tell your story, so hopefully that you don't feel like you're the only one out there that's went through this,
Right.
and maybe it'll open dialogue that
Maybe somebody else that's watching this right now has been through something like this and they just want somebody to talk to.
Yes.
You can talk to us. You can talk to this person in the comments, or you can send us an email and we can connect you to him if he, if
Absolutely.
yeah. So basically his ex-wife,
Well,
Was
why don't we
addicted
go ahead and
to-
read it?
oh, I can read it. Okay.
All right, Lacey's going to read this, and
Okay, so I'll just read it directly as he wrote it because...
then there's no...
Yeah, exactly. Then you guys get the full picture. Okay. I have a personal experience related to Jane's death. This is a heavy story and it is 100% real. I have 4 children with my now ex-wife. She had drinking issues our whole marriage, but did have about 4 years of sobriety before switching to pills. Every day of my life was filled with the tension and stress of what might happen next, but I also felt I had to be the glue that held the family together. And I didn't have the courage to attempt it all on my own. Like Jane, she was clean for a while, but once the relapse happened, it didn't take long to get to the next step. 2.5 years ago, when my kids were 8, 7, 3, and 1.5, I came home to find her unconscious and purple. The kids were crying and hysterical. I had no idea how long she had been like that. But in that moment, I had to make a decision, just like Walt did. Even though only a fraction of a second had passed, I recall thinking that while incredibly tragic, this would be the lowest we would ever get, and things could finally start to get better if I just let her die. But I also knew I could not do that. I could not let another person die if I could stop it. So I called 911 and I moved the kids to another room and put on a cartoon to hopefully distract them. Within a few moments, a police officer arrived on the scene and tried to hold her head up so she could breathe easier. At that time, I took out my phone and I took a picture of her. The officer almost shouted at me, saying, "What the hell are you doing?" I told him, if she survives this, she needs to see what her children saw. A few minutes later, the EMTs arrived and worked on reviving her. She needed 2 shots of Narcan to counter her opioid overdose. After she was taken out in the ambulance, she did not regain consciousness while in the house. I immediately went to attempt to comfort the kids, and then I called her mother to break that news she feared to hear. I don't recall any of the words said at that time to either the kids or my mother-in-law, but I do still hear the collective sounds of the kids' hysterical cries when I think about this. She did recover and go to treatment again for the 6th time, and I gave her another chance. About a month after getting home, she was driving our 2 youngest kids in the middle of the day after taking nearly a full bottle of Ambien sleeping pills. It was at that point that she was kicked out of my house and I began my journey as a single dad. About a month after I filed for divorce, she received her 6th OWI and was sent to prison. She's due to be released in any day now. About a year of served time, even though her sentence was 2.5 years, as she was given another chance at the prison's treatment program. I am absolutely amazed at how many chances she's received to get better. I live in fear that she will regain partial custody of the kids and will eventually make that mistake that may cost one or more of my kids their lives, or someone else completely innocent but in the wrong place at the wrong time. There are times when I replay that moment in my head and wonder what would things be like if I had made the choice that Walt did in that moment. I do still feel I made the absolute correct choice, and I don't think, even knowing what I know now of the events that followed, that I could ever make a decision like that to let a human being die like that. I told my therapist a few months ago that there's a song by Bowling for Soup called "I Don't Wish You Were Dead Anymore," and that I hope to one day feel that way about my ex-wife. But it's a journey and a process, and I work every day to try and give my kids the best normal life I can. The older ones are starting to figure out some of what happened, and one day soon I may have to have that very difficult conversation with them. I do not look forward to that day. So that is what he sent us, and I gotta tell you, he is a very strong person and an inspiration, really, that he has, pulled through all that, raising his children, 4 children, all small children, all on his own, without their mother, who is now in prison. Put their lives at risk by driving in a vehicle. Yeah, that and
look, I'd love to say and play the tough love part on this and say, you got what you deserve, to her, and but I like to wish people well, and I pray that she does do the right thing and gets out, and this was a wake-up call for her. Unfortunately, so many people do go back, and what kind of chances are you willing to give?
Right.
To put your kids...
Would you put your kids,
right back
lives in danger, knowing that it could happen again?
It may be good when she first gets out. She may have those moments where it's good, but then
she probably
everybody's
will.
going to have that bad day. What
right.
do you do on that bad day?
Well, yeah, because, once you're an addict, you're always an addict. Meaning, you may be recovered, you may be... You could be 5 years clean, but from what I understand, it's constantly still going through your head.
There's triggers.
It's an everyday battle to not do that drug.
I can imagine.
I can imagine. So I mean, I can understand completely where he is coming from in the sense that I fear that she could get out and get partial custody because, which number one, I don't think would happen.
And I think that she'll come out and she'll show positive signs, but
it would
what happens on that day where it's dark and it's not good?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have those too.
You're going to have those days, and how are you going to deal with those? And I mean, I hope that she does come out and she's better and she is stronger and she can be a mother the best way she can. I mean, granted, I hope that it's supervised visits at least, but I hope that she can be better than she was, especially for the kids'
It'd be
sake.
great, yeah, because everybody deserves a mom, everybody
Yes.
deserves a dad. But
And
what
I'm
you
not
don't-
saying
but
she
what you
doesn't
don't-
deserve a second chance either.
But
I
what
mean,
you don't deserve, and what the kids don't deserve, is to ever be put in a situation where that could ever happen. That's not...
Period.
Yeah.
and to, be doing those drugs around your kids and overdosing to where you're dying in front of them, like, that's
Well, taking half a bottle of Ambien and driving with kids in the car, come on, man.
yeah, I mean, obviously Ambien is meant to put you to sleep.
I've taken Ambien. I know.
Yeah, he knows, like, he's been
Firsthand.
prescribed it before in the past, and you do not drive on that.
Hell
period.
no.
Period.
I've done stupid stuff on Ambien in the home. So,
Yep.
I can only imagine taking that much and being in a
Taking
vehicle.
that much, like, I'm
Shit.
surprised she's still, like, yeah, that's crazy, but yeah,
Look, I want to say this and I almost said your name. I got goosebumps that's the second time I heard the story. I read it, she read it,
yeah,
and I got goosebumps again. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you sharing that with us and and saying that's okay that we share it
yeah, I
with
mean,
the channel. I mean,
the pure honesty of it,
Yeah.
the fact that you're admitting to the fact that, yes, that thought went through my head. And I get that. I get that thought would go through your head because, listen, yeah, you had been dealing with that for years. You had been dealing with, your kids, constantly worrying. All of that it's been constant stress and constant pain. And yeah, of course you're going to be like, well, maybe
you're also battling in your head, I want to help
this
her.
the
I want
right
to help her, but
decision?
God, at the risk of losing my kids and maybe having them die, all these things are rushing through your head. I'm sure like a frickin' freight train.
yeah.
And I can't imagine being in your shoes. I think you did the right thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was just
Absolutely.
thinking that, like, absolutely 100% you did the right thing by calling 911 and doing what you could do in that moment. Because like I said, what Walt just did, 100% horrible thing to do. I don't care if she was blackmailing you. I don't care what she did to you. She's still a human being, and she was not that bad of a person. Period. She was a junkie, sure, but she didn't deserve to die.
Well, she was 18 months clean and then relapsed hard.
She relapsed hard, and Walt should know better.
I mean, God, 18 months, man. That's over a year of
year
doing
and a
the right
half.
thing, and you think
Yeah.
you got it conquered, and you think you got it beat,
and
then
all it took was one time.
a trigger moment.
Yeah, all it took was him going and doing it, and her having that opportunity to go with him to do it.
Yep.
And in that moment, she was feeling like, oh, well, I want to be with him to support him. And that...
Incredible show. And I wasn't sure, he had asked us when we got to this episode to let him know. We obviously let him know we're here and we're doing it.
Right.
And I was like, in the back of my mind, I'm into the show, but I'm like, and then when I got to the end, I'm like, holy shit.
Like, this is what he has to tell us.
There's
Something about this. Yeah, because we knew that it was something in this episode and something that he had a personal experience with that is similar to what happens. So after I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, and I kind of figured that it was his ex that, but yeah, inspirational. Like, if you guys want to talk to us about it, if you want to talk to him about it, like,
There's
the
many
comments
ways.
is open.
Yes.
Also, if you want to keep it private, send us an email or a private message on Twitter or on our Patreon page. But yeah, we're willing to talk to you guys.
If you want to share a story, if you want to, however you want to do it, we're here to open up that dialogue as well. Obviously, you know, we don't have all the answers to it. You know, we could sit here and say that,
well,
you
of
know,
course
tough
we don't.
love. We could say tough love. We could say we'd be caring, but we don't know until you're put into them shoes. And I'm so sorry that some of you have.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry that some of you have had to deal with similar things.
But
Like,
that's why
it's hard.
That's why this show, this comment section, may really open up some dialogue that people
and I
really
hope it
need.
does, because
Well, me too.
We just want you, you guys to know that if you are going through or had gone through something like this in the past or now or whenever, you're not alone. Somebody else in this world, whether it be the story we just told about our friend, or us, or somebody else.
It could be someone in your family. It could be the
Exactly.
next door neighbor. It could be, it's around you.
Yeah.
You just have to, be aware of it, and you definitely have to talk to your kids about it. You have to. I mean, if you obviously we love them, our kids, more than anything in this world, and
We only want the best for our children.
And if it opens up dialogue here, maybe it's good that it happens here. And even if it only hits so many people, it's definitely worth it, because then we've opened it up. And you may have an answer.
Even if it reaches one person, that's one more than zero. So
it's worth the discussion.
it was worth it. So, but yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, you guys, but please, if you want to talk to us about anything at all, please leave your comments down below.
Especially on this one.
And especially on this topic, please leave your comments down below. If you don't want to make anything public, Twitter, email, Patreon, however you want to get in touch with us, feel free to do so.
If you want to stay anonymous, we respect that.
Yes, exactly. And make sure you like this video. I had to put that in there.
Yep.
Make sure you subscribe if you're not already, and bang that bell.
Yes.
And we hope you guys have an amazing and awesome day.
Hope amazing happens to you.
Hello.
Peace out.